my soul. God is so good. My God is so good to me.
In that time of trouble, I say,
God is so good. In my time
of trouble, I say,
God is so good.
In my time of trouble, I say,
God is so good. My God is so good to me. Every day, every way, God is so good. Every day and every way, God is so good.
You got to take the time to feel the Spirit.
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 Take the time to feel the Spirit. My God is so, my God is so, my God is so good to me.
Thank you, Gretchen and Maggie. Good morning, Unity in Chicago.
Good morning, Jill.
See, the 9:30 group is more awake, and the 11:30 group has made a great effort.
Yes.
Thank you so much. Welcome, my name is Jill Brown, and what a pleasure it is to see all of you, a combined energy here on this Celebration Sunday. As I hope you know, your presence is, is a wonderful expression of the divine within each and every one of us. We come here each Sunday to celebrate our oneness with one another and with God. And in unity, we welcome people of every culture, every lifestyle, and every creed. We honor the many paths to God, the many names for God, and the many, many ways in which we can experience God. We give thanks for the presence of God within each and every one of us, and the expression of joy, love, and truth in our lives. Today, we join people all around the world who are reading the Daily Word. Today's Daily Word is a favorite of everyone: change. I embrace changes in my life. Once I thought of life as a project to plan. I set goals, created a timeline, and expected results. Over time, I learned life on Earth is as unpredictable as the weather. The only thing certain is change. I follow nature's cues and take time to relax and rejuvenate. I may react with fear when my life changes. When this happens, I pick up my spiritual tools. Throughout the day, I affirm, I deny the power of fear. I am wise, capable, and confident. I embrace change. Spirit guides and supports me as I leave behind familiar faces, places, and habits. I let go of expectations and leave the outcome to God. Love remains no matter what. I am the peace Jesus so lovingly shared. And from John 14, verse 27, peace I leave with you. My peace I give to you. I do not give to you as the world gives. Do not let your hearts be troubled, and do not let them be afraid. And so it is. And now let's welcome Reverend Heidi.
Yes. It's not the daily garb. Good morning. Change, isn't it fun? Yes. When Michelangelo was asked to paint the Sistine Chapel, he said no, because he thought he was a sculptor and not a painter. And so Pope Julius II said, "You must paint the Sistine Chapel or we will hang you." Now, we treat our volunteers a little differently here. Not only do we not injure them, we allow them to create. And Michelangelo, Pope Julius would often say to Michelangelo, when will it come to an end? You know, we want everything to be finished. When will it come to an end? And Michelangelo would say,
You can't rush art. It'll be done. It will be done when it is done.
yes, well, thank you, Michelangelo. Let's give him a hand, right? You sound very clear about that, Mike. Yes. All right, Mark Goki, who, let's give him a hand, I'll tell you. So I hope you have noticed that you can see yourself in our floor. Is this extraordinary? Yes, our floor was buffed and polished, and who knew that it was light? It's a light color. And Mark created a rolling stage for Peter and Bill and Sarah. Yes, they. We know they are a fluid group of people. Yes. And then this stage next week will be carpeted, perhaps. It is done when it is done. We'll have some painting, and we will have, we'll just let you see what's going to be behind the curtain next week. So it is very exciting, and I'd like to tell you all that the resources that fueled this change came from our gala last year when everyone said we want to renovate our sanctuary. So give yourselves a hand, all right? Change is good, and change pushes us into an area where we have to live in the mystery, and we have to embrace, and we have to sort of be, I wonder how this is going to work out. Can we say that together? I wonder how this is going to work out. And I'd like you to use another affirmation, because today is our picnic and the sun has come out. And I'd like for us to use an affirmation that obviously we use and believe all the time. We are manifestors of great weather. We are manifestors of great weather. And there you go. So I want to thank, let's put up the pictures of Neil Smith and Mark Goki, because they have been tirelessly up to creating, along with our beautification committee, Pam Parker also, but this has really been a vision. And so just know that your energy has continued to fuel these two souls. So let's give them a hand, and when you see them, I tell you, it is beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So, okay, so who knows what's next, but it is going to be the amazing vortex of light, love, and laughter that's creating it. All right. I'm kind of, probably, is this on? I'm echoing, who knows? All right. Okay, so let me tell you what's happening here. We have all kinds of things that are part of our prosperity consciousness going on. First of all, we really want to honor the people that show up for our board of directors, are folks that have said yes, are people that have been members of our church and have been very dedicated people to holding a vision for all of you. And you know how it is when you're just trying to hold a vision maybe for your family or your home or your place of work. It's a huge responsibility. So we want to honor our past board members. You know, it's been a little bit of time since you all were on the board, because we changed in November, but it's just a really great time in our community service to honor these folks that have been on our previous board. And we have a things remembered plaque for you, so you will never forget us, because now it's in stone. Yes, all right. And so now let's see here. I know Marilyn's with the kids, so let me go on and call out their names, and if you all will come on up, I hope everybody's here. So we have Shar Bennington. Let's welcome Shar. Yay, hi. Oh, I know I don't want to knock these poor people out. And is Donna Burns here? Yay, Donna. And Ann Cleary. And DC Chitwood. Marilyn Jaffe. Jocelyn Johnson. and Bob Moore. All right. All right. So y'all come on up. Yes. This stage will hold us all. You know, yeah, come on up. And I know Carol Gadball was our president. We have previously honored her, yes. So I just want to thank you all for believing in this community and in the time and effort that it takes to come together and being able to agree when we disagree and really come into that oneness that is truly what prosperity is all about. Letting go of our egos and recognizing that we really are about the collective experience that saves souls, right? It's a huge calling to say yes to be on the board. So we just thank you, because I know you don't know what's going to happen when you say yes to being on a board. You don't know that some of these people used to feel like your friends, and now you're going to see things differently, and your friendships will deepen and grow. And I just especially appreciate all of you, because you all were the board that was part of the consciousness that brought me to you and you to me. So I'm particularly grateful for you all. And I just want in our big expanse of hearts to bless these souls, and we have our blessing up here. And if you all will be willing to receive, where is that, Marilyn? Marilyn! I know, but I told her 10:45, and look. I'm actually on time. All right, so God bless her. Anyway, she'll come, and y'all thank her, because she's doing her next ministry, which is with the kids. So we have a slide that is about loving and blessing you all. I'd love to pass around the mic and ask them what they learned and how they grew, because this is truly what prosperity would be. But, we'd be here for an hour and a half if y'all really, and half of it I'm not sure you want to hear. Anyway, okay, so let's hold your hands up to these great souls, and just know that if they weren't here, we wouldn't be here. That's how it goes. All right? So, and we can say loved ones, all right, before we start this. So, loved ones, we love you, we bless you, we appreciate you, and we behold the Christ as you. And we love you so much. Oh my gosh. Woohoo! Get the chills. So thank you, and you all find them at the picnic and tell them thank you, and ask them how they grow in service, because it's huge. So thank you. They'll be the ones with the big plaques, like holding it around, like, I got a plaque. All right. Thank you. Thanks so much. Yes. All right. Thank you, Donna. Okay. So we're embracing change. Isn't this exciting? I came in and I realized we didn't have a clock, which for me is rather terrifying, because time doesn't, so I'm just going to carry this around. So if it's okay with y'all, I'll be right here with my clock. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I love people that say yes to spiritual communities, because it is a yes to stretching. And so today obviously is our combined service, which is so exciting, because there's people that you have not seen before that are part of our community. And we want you guys to know each other. It's so exciting. It's like half your family comes to the reunion and half of them don't. And then it's like, oh, what is the family thing about? So today is our picnic and our craft fair. And so after this service, you will go downstairs. We have brats and turkey burgers and vegetarian burgers and all kinds of food. And then many people brought a side dish. So if you brought a side dish, just stand up and let's give you a hand, because come on already. Yeah. There you go. So thank you very much. And we know so many people volunteered for this picnic, and Rose Stevenson has been sort of the the whip cracker, and you know her, she gets you moving. So but the thing is, we also have turned this into a craft fair this year. So we have jewelry, we have Preston's bowls, we have Frida's fabulous jam, we have art. So it's a beautiful, beautiful experience. So, go on outside. We strategically put the water outside, so you have to go outside. But so get your food and go outside, and we'll go back just a moment, Edgar, to the other slide, because there's also a bouncy house, yes, and we're going to also have a face painter and all kinds of very exciting things. Bouncy house, there was something. DJ, I knew there was something else. So we have music, so just stay here. We're here till 4 o'clock, and of course, we manifest. And a magic show, all right, okay, on and on and on, that obviously you are going to be here a long time. It is perfect. Okay, so yes. And the next big event that we're having, and again, you all it's so great that you keep showing up for things, because we are about celebration of our community, is our concert and Rib Fest. That's Friday, August the 7th. All of these people I forgot to say: Suzanne Palmer, Josie Falbo, Sean Harris, Maggie Bynum, Tom Logan, Bruce Henry, Nancy Erickson, the Peter Polzak Trio, and Juan Ramirez is playing the sax. Yes, and so the thing I forgot to say is that all the people that are in this concert are tithing their time. So, yeah, okay. So it's a huge, huge prosperity experience. The money that we raised last year went to it's our new sound system. So powerful, powerful energy. So please come. The tickets are available today. $25 for the concert only, and $40 for the concert and ribs. And you want to do it all. And Ron Baxter is cooking our ribs, and we love Ron. So we are a clapping group, and it's huge. And so today we're starting our series called Spiritual Economics. It's a book by Eric Butterworth. We'll talk about it. It is a beautiful way to see how flowing and free and fluid is my life. And so we are going to start it today. The class starts. Class is a way you get to really hone in the material and meet other people and watch these spiritual births happen right in front of our eyes. Thursday nights, you can come for all 6 classes. You can come for some if you need to go out of town. Just the main thing you need to do is get your book. So if you have a book, great. If you don't have a book, we have some, and go in and buy one today. Spiritual Economics, Eric Butterworth. We are going to end up with a weekend at the end that we're putting together called The Abundant Life, and there will be all kinds of very exciting things for that weekend, and we'll talk about that later. So if you want to go to Unity Village with us, it's the Mecca of Unity. It's a great way to really hone in and get in that vibration of the sacred ground at Unity Village. And we're going in September for the World Day of Prayer. If you want to go, you can sign up. That's not as important as why don't you come for the Gathering of the Wagons meeting next Sunday at 1:30. That's really great. And if you're not able to come to that, do tell us. There is a sheet out there that you can sign up, and there'll be all kinds of information about how to book a room and how you can get there. And if you're going to walk, you may want to start like next weekend. But there's a lot of other ways to get there. All right. So and we are launching a program today called The Abundant Life, and it is recognizing the abundance that is already in your life. Yes, and so what we're inviting folks to do is to become part of the automated giving program. And if you give at least $50 a month, and that's the cumulative, $50 a month, you will get a $5 Unibuck. Who thought of this? How cute is this? So you'll get a $5 Unibuck that you can use on books or concerts or events, and we'll have a lot more in the fall. And every month you'll get a $5 Unibuck. Wow. And you can give them to friends too. So if you're like feeling generous and you know that you have enough, because you do, then you could pass on your Unibuck. And so Christy Curry, who's up here, will be wandering around with her at the picnic. And if you get on our website to sign up for automated giving, and so she can sign you right up with her iPad. Yes. All right. I know I give. There's churches that I still tithe to on an automated giving program, 2 in Kansas City, and it's just a beautiful way to just plant our seeds in fertile ground. In fact, our saying for the abundant life is that we are growing our vibrant, thriving community by planting seeds of prosperity in fertile ground. And that's why we're using this beautiful logo that is our friend Jenny Hahn that painted that picture. That's anyway, you'll hear, oh, well, but Eric Butterworth too. But there's a tree that's got a heart. So that's our logo, and we'd love for you to be part of the automated giving program, because then we have a ground on which we stand each month, because we know people travel and we have weather and all that kind of thing. So then we get our constant knowing in this ground of colorful energy. Okay, so we are going to say, I did find the clicker back here. We know that we are the light of the world. In the midst of change, the light never goes out. And so, on our paint can, I gotta tell you, change. All right, I'm like, where's the clicker? Can I have the clicker in the same place? All right, so, as I forgot, I am the light of the world. Let's put our hands on our heart. I am the light of the world. And look at your friend and say, you are the light of the world, your neighbor. And thank you. And you are the light of the world, yes. Okay, and then in that collective joy, we say, we are the light of the world. We are the light of the world. Whoa, so bright. Didn't wear my sunglasses. It's beautiful. All right, so we stand up, because this prosperity is all about flow. Thank you for being part of the flow of my life. All right? To one another. That's right. I love it. Oh, you're welcome. Crazy. Thank you. Bring in a little bit of hard-hattedness. Oh, yes. Thank you for being part of the flow of my life. Well, thank you. I need that energy. Thank God. Thanks for being part of the flow of my life. Love you. All right. Okay, crew. Okay, we're flowing. So we will say together our affirmation as we. Okay, so it's in your bulletin, and here it is on the screen. All right. I release the error belief I have to get more substance. I declare that all the substance I need is right where I am. And let's breathe in. So let us welcome Prosperity in Action, Maggie Bynum and the Peter Poldyke Thrift.
Hello. It's so wonderful to see you all again. I have been on this journey in unity with you since 2010. And from here you look beautiful.
Yeah.
There's a light in the darkness, though the night has been black as my skin. There's a light burning bright, showing me the way, 'cause I know where I've been. There's There's a cry in the distance. It's a voice that comes from deep within. There's a cry asking why. I pray the answer's up ahead, yeah. 'Cause I know where I've been. There's a road we've all been traveling, lost so many, oh, on the way. But the riches, oh, the riches have been plenty, worth the price we had to pay. There's a dream, oh, in the future. There's a struggle that we've yet to win. And there's pride in my heart, 'cause I know where I'm going. Yes, I do. 'Cause I know where we've been. Yeah. There's a road that we must travel. There is a promise that we must make. Oh, but the riches, look around you. The riches have been plenty, worth the risk and the price that we pay. There's a dream, oh, hiding in our future. There's a struggle that we have yet to win. Yes, still our pride in our hearts, 'cause we'll hold on till tomorrow. To just give in would be a sin. I know. I said that. I know. Yeah, yes. Where I know where we've all. Do you know where we've been? Do you know? Can you say yeah? Can you say yeah? Do you know where we've been? Yes, we know where we've been. Woo!
Oh, thank you. Let's see, where we stepped it there. Okay. Oh my gosh, Maggie. Unbelievable. Thank you, with Peter. And Maggie is with her delightful husband, Randy, today. Yeah. Hey, Randy. That's it. How many years? 34 years. Wow. Now that's some prosperity. Yes, yes. Thank you. My gosh. Whew. This is really community today. Can you feel it? Yeah, it's so wonderful. And it really is what, and when we use the word prosperity, it's what, prosperity is not a state of being. It really is an experience of transformation. Eric Butterworth, who was a Unity minister for 55 years, would say, when all is said and done at Unity, a lot more is said than done. Let's laugh at ourselves, right? And what he meant was that when we talk about spiritual economics, things like prosperity, is, oh, look, it landed right up like that. It's that we can talk about it a lot, but our opportunity is how do we live it? How do we live it? How many people have read or heard of the book Spiritual Economics? Right. So it's great, right? And the idea that I know I've said in my life when I think I've completed something, oh, I've already read that. I've already done that. Have you already brushed your teeth too? Have you already brushed your hair? I already took a shower. Life is a continuum of cleaning off the old and allowing this imprisoned splendor to be released. So prosperity, I have facilitated so many prosperity classes since I came into Unity. And I always wonder why that has sort of been my calling. And it has been my calling because that was the place where this started to make sense to me. This was the place where I started to remember there is more to me than slugging around this planet, sucking air and having problems. Yeah, really, because that's all I was doing for a long time. And I couldn't get out of it. No matter how miserable I got, I couldn't seem to be any happier. And I certainly wasn't making anybody any happier around me. And it's very emotional when I think of it because it was so interesting to watch how I believed everything in an incorrect way. I had no information about how my life could work. And I will tell you, when I first started looking at this, not only did it really piss me off, I started thinking, it can't be that easy. It just can't be that easy. And this is why, people talk about this, and we talk about this, and we talk about this, and then in prosperity classes, I watch the babies being born. I watch the birth happening, and it is by far my favorite part of ministry. Favorite part is when people come in and they look half dead, and this sucks, and I can't even afford the book. What the hell? Why am I coming to this class? And then I say, are you willing to have a different idea about that? And they're like, whatever, okay. I mean, you're the minister. I guess I can't be mean to you, but they are, And so I say, just sit here and see what happens. And every single time during the class, somebody buys that person a book. And then, it just gives me chills to see, okay, I'll come back. Okay, I'm going to let something good happen to me. Because my life has not been so good. Good things have not happened to me. And this is weird. But I'm going to come on back. Because maybe it'd happen again. Maybe I could feel that kind of support again. And I will tell you, that is what has brought me back to Unity for 30 years, is just that idea that my problems, as somebody told me once, and it really upset me, that your problems are all between your ears. And I thought, no, there's lots that's not in between my ears that's my problem. This world is messed up. The IRS is a big disaster, and laws and policemen and all that stuff, disaster. And I said, no, not really. It's the way that you see it, the way that you view it, the way that you perceive it. So I find that prosperity is a lot of unlearning as much as learning. Do you agree? Okay, so let's talk about just I love the idea of what we already know. What is it that you love about summer? Throw out an idea, a word. Flowers, heat, garden, butterflies, swimming, heat. Again, dresses from a man. I love it. Right. So it's perfect. All right. I saw fireflies last night, and I thought, oh, I forgot. Right? Okay, so it's all different, but the feeling is the same. there's something that was within me. It was within me. Somebody didn't have to tell you, think about what you enjoy about summer. It just comes. And that's what prosperity is. Now, I have a bachelor's degree in business administration. It was not my 4 favorite years, I will agree. In fact, I had a migraine the entire time. But I thought that's what I should study because that's what my dad told me would be valuable in the world. Now, I could blame my dad, but guess who went and asked my dad, what should I study? I did, right? Because I had no information about what I wanted and what I loved. No one ever asked me, what do you love about summer? What do you love about anything? So I felt this sense of obligation. But the reason I bring up that bachelor's degree is that I had a lot of economics classes. And never in any of those classes was there ever the word spiritual. Never. And no one looked particularly happy. And none of the information we were reading was particularly uplifting. It was about how a lot of companies failed and how we could figure out a way to help them do it differently, or economies failed. So there was no information about, oh my gosh, all the people in this business, all the people in this company, all the people in this country had something within them that they were not paying attention to. Never heard it, never saw it, never experienced it, probably while I had a migraine headache, right? Because it wasn't wide enough. It wasn't expansive enough. So I know, for me, when I'm talking about spiritual economics, I need to redefine a lot of the terms. Okay, because when I say I'm facilitating prosperity class, and especially to my family members that call and go, what is that class you're teaching again? What? And I say prosperity, and they go, what does that mean? And I say, it means how to live. And they always go, Heidi's always like that. She never really gives us an answer. It's always that kind of vague, it's how to live. It's like, okay, that's too vague, too weird. And I'm saying it's an experience. So prosperity, in Eric Butterworth's way of explaining it, is that in the Latin it means according to hope, to move forward. I have the words there about what we're going to define, but so the prosperity is according to hope, to move forward hopefully. And what are we paying attention to that brings us hope? Summer, right? When we woke up this morning, I don't know if I've really ever done this in my life, but I sure would like to. My heart's beating. Cool. I'm breathing. Pretty neat. My eyes opened. Whoa. That's something else. Wow. Very hopeful that I may be able to get out of bed soon. Right? So all the hope, all the things that are already happening are often what we are not paying attention to. But prosperity, as Eric tells us, as we know, is not something we get. It's a life force that's already within us, according to hope. Another word that's been very misused and confused is the word affluence. Affluence. He said that it's been so overworked in the ways of cars and things and baubles. We love baubles. Baubles are not bad. There's nothing wrong with cars and things and baubles. Our problem is when we don't feel like we're valuable without them, when we feel like they define us, when we feel like if I'm driving in a car that has a dent in the side or something's wrong with me, rather than I'm cool doing whatever I'm doing. I love the example of the dog show in Westminster, where they have the best breeds in the dog show, and here comes a scruffy little mutt running across the dog show. Did that dog feel bad about itself? No. It's a dog doing its thing, right? And so, right, yay, doggies, yes, they're all. I should have brought Sophie out for that one. But so literally, affluence means to be in the flow. So when we talk about flowing, that's the definition of affluence. The other definition is the definition of substance. That substance means that we're all connected, that there is something underneath. It's sort of like if you buy a piece of property and you don't know there's an oil well there, but the oil well, meaning the oil in the land, But prosperity and substance is just like that. The oil is always there. It's always going to be there. You may dig for it and find it, which is what we're going to do in the next 6 weeks, but whether you dig for it and find it or not, it's there. It's always been there. And your substance is the same way. And in fact, there is a scripture that talks about how we can get confused about substance like we get confused about the word God. And so there is scripture that talks about this need to sort of appease God in our prayers when we don't know about substance. It says, "The God who made the world and everything in it, being Lord of heaven and earth, does not live in shrines made of man, nor is he served by human hands as though he needs something." And we say he because the people forgot to put she in there. Okay, as he needed something, since he gives to all men life and breath and everything. Yet he is not far from each one of us, for in him we move and live and have our being. In the substance we move and live and have our being. We are very much like fish looking for water. You know, we hear that all the time, but we are in the midst of substance. And I wonder how different life would be if we could see that we have this experience. So when things happen, it is not this sort of reaction to it, but like, oh, I wonder how this is going to work out. Can we say that together? I wonder how this is going to work out. And you all help me, and we help each other remember the substance. Right now, you all know I probably looked at, 30 some odd places before I found this home that I really like right now. And I've been living in it. Oh, I finally got in and moved in, unpacked boxes. It was so exciting, put things on walls. And I was home, and it felt very, very prosperous to me. Well, I signed a year lease because I just wasn't sure about, I do it one winter at a time, as I say in my life. And and my landlord wrote me and said, "Oh, you know that lovely place you live in?" I said, "Oh yeah, I really like it." He goes, "I like it too, and I'm moving back in after your lease is over." I'm like, I wasn't in the substance in whom I live and move and have my being. I forgot it for a moment. But one of you wonderful souls, when I was telling you the story of doom and gloom and how I'm out on the street soon, she said to me, "Oh, Heidi, I wonder where your next home is going to be. That's so exciting to think about that." I thought, right, that's what I was going to say next. And another one of you lovely people said, she lives in the building I live in, she goes, "Guess what? There's another place that's open, and maybe you want to call that lady." And I called that lady, and I went in and saw it, and it actually faces the lake. Right, so yeah, right? So substance, and I know we're doing the best we can do. I call this our human phenomena. Things are going to happen that aren't so pleasant. Anybody ever had anything happen that's not pleasant? Right, like this morning, maybe. And the deal like this morning, my clock wasn't there. I'm not happy about that. And then I said I need a clock, and 3 of them appeared, so that was exciting. But it's substance. We are in the midst. We live and breathe in the midst of this substance. And finally, I love what he talks about when he talks about religion. The word religion really means to bind together. But unfortunately, religion turned into something that he says that you have to join rather than a transcendence you experience. Isn't that fascinating? And you can join. We'd love you to join this community. And we always tell you, if you want to, if this vibes for you. We had a membership class the other day, and it was so exciting to see, does this feel vibrationally correct for you? Rather than, you better believe this, and you better believe this, and you better believe this, or you can't be part of this. Because I can tell you, unity is a transcendence you're going to experience. Have you noticed that you may come in here just to feel good and have a little coffee and maybe a little coffee cake and, oh, I'm going to see my friends. But before you know it, you start to go, oh my gosh, I want to live bigger. I want to be happier. I want to not have to react to every single thing that goes on in my life. I want to learn that I truly am a child of the universe. I am truly a child of the universe. I'm an heir to this kingdom. Jesus wasn't like a stand-up comedian. He was saying, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and all these things will be available to you. He wasn't like, did you get the joke? It's really funny. It's like, no, this is the truth that'll set you free. So this is what we're working with, all right? So we're looking at these new definitions, and now the question is, how do we practice them? How do we practice them? And so our practice, we have a meditation practice, all right? We have perhaps a yoga practice. Always makes me a little nervous when we call the medical practice and the legal practice, but we're all practicing how to live this way. And so it's never good or bad, it's never right or wrong, it's never I'm not good enough. It's that we show up and we practice. And to come into this consciousness is about you showing up to practice spiritual economics. Did you show up to practice spiritual economics? Yes. Did you show up to practice spiritual economics? Yes. All right, I love it. Woo! It's so fun. It's so fun. All right, so I went, the practice is 4 things, and this is going to be what you're going to practice for the next 6 weeks, but I'd like you to today is this moment, so don't already be thinking, 6 weeks, I am going somewhere in August, and I am not going to have time to do this. So just today is what this is about, all right? So, all right, so we want to self-differentiate. I was just in a workshop for 2 days about self-differentiation and how important it is in congregations, all right? Because you all said something different about summer, right? Because you are unique. You are a unique being in the universe. Now, many of us in our old way might have said, oh, she said swimming, so I should say swimming too. You're sad, so now I'm going to be sad. Or you're happy, and now I've decided I'm going to be happy. It's like I take your temperature to see how I'm going to feel. And we grew up like that. Somehow we call that bonding, or perhaps pity. Anybody ever felt sorry for somebody, and then you realize you can't feel sorry enough to cheer them up, right? That your work is to find your own sense of peace. So let me tell you a very profound story that someone shared at the workshop, okay? There was a grandfather and a grandson that had their farm. And they had updated a lot of things, and they had a donkey, and they recognized they didn't need their donkey anymore, and their donkey's name was Heidi. So they decide they're going to take Heidi to the town to sell Heidi. And they're walking along, grandfather and grandson, and they walk past a guy that is doing his farm. You can tell I grew up in the city. He's plowing, yes, right. Houston, Texas, no plowing going on. All right, we're working with it. So they're going past with their donkey, never walked a donkey either. But so the man says, I cannot believe you were letting that young man walk along. You should put that young man on the donkey. And so the grandfather, feeling guilt, says, okay. So he puts the grandson on Heidi. And so they walk along a little bit further, and they see a woman who's coming out of the doctor's office, a little country doctor's office, and she says, young man, how can you let your grandfather walk with you on the donkey? And so they're like, oh, yeah, okay. So then the grandfather gets on Heidi too, and so now they're, going along on the donkey, and then they get to another piece of land where the guys are out whittling. That's taking off a piece of bark, right? Because you have nothing else to do. Meditation in the country form. And so so these two guys see him coming by, and they say, oh my gosh, both of you are on that donkey. Once you get to town, it's not going to be worth anything. And so the grandfather and the grandson get off and put Heidi on their shoulders and start walking along to town. Well, they have to cross this bridge to get to town, and below the bridge is a big crevasse. So they're carrying Heidi, and it's just rained, and so it's slippery. So they slip, and Heidi falls into the crevasse. And so I know, but there's some good news. So what is the moral of the story? If you keep listening to everyone and changing your behavior for what everybody else thinks, you're going to lose your Heidi. It was told by a Lutheran minister. I'm just saying. All right. So, self-differentiation is something that we get to practice. All right. Notice how you are falling into, a good example is the news, right? A good example is your family. Could be your parent, could be your child. A good example is the weatherman. Ooh, we love to get into this big crisis around the weather. Well, look what we did. Right? So practice, how am I going to experience this? How can I separate myself from the drama of the day? I heard this in these last 2 days that anxiety is an addiction. Ooh, right? That oh gosh, if I calm down here, I better go look for something else because drama is my threshold of joy, right? And so how do we separate ourselves? Another young lady who was 26, when we look at lightening your load. All right, I sat by her at lunch and she started talking about going on the Camino del Santiago. Have you all heard about this? Right, it's that 500-mile trek through Spain. And the minute she said it, I said, oh, I'd love to do that. And she goes, great, I'm going to make a presentation about it during our workshop. And so during the presentation, she tells us that she went on this walk and she'd already been through other countries and she gathered a lot of things. So she put on her backpack, and she started realizing she bought a sweater in Ireland, and she's in Spain walking. She doesn't really need that sweater. She also realized that she was thinking she may do something fun when she was in Paris, so she had a little black cocktail dress in there. And she's realizing, I'm not going to need this on this 500-mile walk. And she was recognizing that everything she was carrying was a fear she had about her life not working. That the idea that if I'm going to hang on to this dress, that means there's not another dress in the world. I know you all wanted dresses, so that's it, So she started giving away the things that were burdensome in her life. So as we are going to differentiate ourselves, why don't we look at what we're carrying? Because I recognized, I do, I told you all my dad's joke, you don't need a partner, you need a porter. It wasn't so good. But, when I would travel, I tend to carry things I don't need. But, so, as I looked in my bag, I got my shoes. I like my shoes, but I kind of also, I put this in here because it reminded me of my life, that I'm carrying around so many beliefs, like when the person was going to move back into my place. There's not another house, another place to live in the entire city of Chicago, right? Because this is my belief, this sense of lack. And so what are we believing? And to look at what comes out of your mouth. See, weights are great because of resistance, if we're using them to build our muscles. But when we look at beliefs, right? You can't hike the Camino with an 8-pound weight. Or you're going to perish very quickly. And what we're doing a walk. We're doing a walk of prosperity. And so what is it that you're hanging on to? There's a sweet gal that just got a job she loves. And she was telling me that part of the reason she was concerned about coming and talking to me and coming and talking to church, coming to church, was that she has a master's degree. And she lost her job. She had to go on a supported system, and she just felt so horrible about herself. And she said, I have a master's degree. And I said, yeah, but what she forgot is that you're the master, right? And she cried. And this is what we do when we start letting go of these things, is we really have to sort of, kind of give ourselves a break. And maybe it feels sad that you haven't believed enough in yourself. Who feels like they love themselves completely and totally all the time, right? I mean, and if you have that moment, but the deal is we don't. So we get to lighten our load, and then we get to let in something good, because the minute you take something out, something good is going to come into your life. Eric talks about this wonderful word that I'd like us to start just using. He says, ours is an age of great change. We're good with that, Eric, okay? Change. All right. He says, healthful is a common word that connotes conducive to health. That is good food, plenty of rest, and an environment of high vibrations. There is no word, however, that relates to the things that make for a personal experience of wealth, and there should be. So I've taken the liberty of coining the word wealthful. It's a wonderful word, and I recommend it to you. Use it often. There's a great need to establish ourselves in those things that are conducive to prosperity. We need to turn the focus of our attention away from lack, layoffs, and limitations and on to the omnipresence of universal substance. We can see it everywhere present in life through nature, and we can feel it in the endless flow of creative ideas that issues forth from our own minds in moments of inspiration. Just as there are experiences that are helpful to us, there are also experiences that are wealthful to us. So I am wealthful. Can we say that? I am wealthful. And let's bring into that truth. Let's say it 2 more times. I am wealthful. I am wealthful. Beautiful. And let's just breathe in and recognize what is it that brings that feeling to you. And no matter what's going on in your life, live there or return there. It's like putting the puppy back on the paper. Go back, right, to that wealthful feeling. So we want to put this into action. So prosperity, we've decided, is unlearning and learning. It is being willing to differentiate yourself, to lighten your load, to let in a good idea like something that feels wealthful, and then to take action. So I'm going to invite you, in our last prosperity class, we used the oath of manifestation. And people found it so helpful and so powerful, and it is in your bulletin, and we're also going to put it up here because it's little bitty letters, and you may need your expansive consciousness glasses. Yes, but I want you to take it with you, and I'd like you to find a partner. There would be plenty of people at the picnic to commit to saying this together every day, 1 day at a time, for 6 weeks. Right? But just the 1 day at a time, right? That's how it works. So we're going to say this together. I have it up on the screen, all right? And if you need extra glasses, just grab them. But we're going to say this into our time of being in prosperity. Okay. I accept and receive unexpected good, unexpected money, unexpected love, unexpected generosity, unexpected offers, unexpected prosperity, coming in unexpected ways from unexpected places in my life and the life of others. I am constantly guided and boldly empowered to receive the lavish abundance of the universe. I accept the principles that abundance and prosperity have already been given to me. My acceptance makes it real and opens the space for manifestation to rush in. I open wide the doors of my consciousness to receive and to give. It is done now. And there's another, there we go. Through this oath of manifestation, all things are possible. I declare absolutely that I live in a friendly universe that is always providing for me. I feel it powerfully happening now. I open to receive more abundance and to give more abundance than I've ever experienced before. I can afford anything I desire. In fact, I am so prosperous, I need never worry again. I am grateful for all that I already have and grateful for all that I am ready to give. I keep myself lifted in high consciousness no matter what the appearances are. God is all there is. I let the God times roll, and so it is. And let's breathe in, all right? It's long, it's yours. Give yourselves a hand. Yes. And you will be amazed. You you will be amazed what I have seen in people as we continue to not only say it ourselves, but partner with someone else. And in closing, Eric says, expose yourself constantly to wealthful ideas. Think prosperity, think substance, think affluence. Your life will be influenced for good or ill by the thoughts that rule your mind and manifest in your world. Spiritual economics is all about such thoughts. I strongly recommend it to you and support it by the testimony of scores of people who have written to tell of the positive influence on their lives of working this book. I sincerely believe it can be a wealthful influence in your life. Yay. All right, so let us breathe in to the bigness and the hugeness of yourself, of your mission, of your ministry. We know where we've been, and we are open to seeing what the amazement of what we can create will look like. So we do this by listening and by holding the high watch for each other and for our community. And so I invite you, as you close your eyes and breathe in, to visualize what it is that you experience here at Unity in Chicago, and to allow it to expand in this moment, because this is a wonderful vibration today of being together, of being able to hone in on this energy of being together. You know, sometimes it can look like spirituality is just in Jesus or in Gandhi or in Myrtle Fillmore or in Eric Butterworth, but it is in every one of us. It's in every one of us to be wise, and it's in every one of us to be free. So we are going to sing that truth as it continues to move the vibration of this place, move us out of the old and into the new. 2 times with It's in Every One of Us, and the lyrics will go up there. If they will, we will hold that. And if not, we'll just start to sing. It starts, the first verse is it's wise, and then it's free. So here we go. Gretchen will lead us. Into now this experience of being in this beautiful building that love built. Reflect on being the hands and the feet and the heart, the eyes and the ears of this consciousness called Unity in Chicago. All the people that have gone before, the ways that this building has been repaired and replenished and resourced and renewed. And now it is breathing through you. I'd like you to really feel good about yourself for being here right now, and even reflect on something that you have contributed to this place. Holding together a project, or tithing your time, your treasure, your talent. Planting a flower, pulling a weed, cooking a meal, smiling at someone. Coming into this beautiful place and recognizing this is where I transcend. This is where I grow. This is my fertile soil. And I've received so much by being told I'm the bomb. I am so valuable. I am God in action. In God, I move and live and have my being. In love, I move and live and have my being. In life, I move and live and have my being. So we breathe into this incredible fertile ground. And it has always been within me. And this is a great moment to rest in that which I love, in that which brings me joy. And so I invite you with our spiritual family together in this vortex of consciousness today to recognize something, someone, some aspect of this consciousness that brings a sense of peace to you. And feel good about yourself for allowing that shift to happen. God does not need anything. God is everything. And you are all there is. So we breathe in and rest in our abundance. We rest in our sense of substance, of being here on sacred ground, and the ongoingness of this tremendous center of love, light, and laughter. So rest, my friends, into your magnificence. Just breathe. Gift of another day. We are free to notice and think and celebrate it as we allow. So we notice this beautiful sun that's always there even when there's clouds. notice that we are breathing, and our heart is beating, and life is happening. And it is just that easy. It is just that simple. I am wealthful. I am capable. I am abundance. My life is amazing. So we let that be the way we experience this moment, and we saturate and marinate in this truth so it can be the way we see the world, and allow it to be the underground, the ground on which we stand, that everything is okay. So we breathe into knowing it's in every one of us, and know that it's in every neighbor that is here in this sanctuary, and know that it is in every person that is in this vibrant city of ours, and it is in every person on this country, and it is every person on this planet, and in every animal and every plant and everything that is alive. Huge, huge abundance. So let us take the hand of the great soul next to you and sing again 2 times through. It's in every one of us.
It's in every one of us to be wise. Find your heart, open up both your eyes. We can all know everything without ever knowing why. It's in every one of us, by and by. It's in every one of us to be free. Find your heart, open your eyes and see. We can all know everything without ever knowing how. It's in every one of us, here and now.
Isn't this amazing? It's amazing energy. Please state the names of those that you would like to hold in prayer. We hold in our hearts right now all of those names, as well as the names listed on the screen behind us, and all those that we just want to list here in our hearts that are going unnamed. Thank you, God, for this time. Thank you, God, for this amazing energy. We know that blessings come even as we imagine them and manifest them. And so it is. We are your prayer chaplains today. We have Brian. I'm Rosie. This is Jerry and Gabby. We're here to pray with you. If you would like some prayer energy, we'll be just around the corner in the Fillmore room. You can also feel free to put a prayer in the prayer box right before you. Thank you so much.
With a little help from our friends. Thank you. I do want to also just keep our hearts open and minds so centered on health as our brother and dear friend Dwayne Barnes has spine surgery tomorrow. So let's hold Dwayne in great love and appreciation of his presence on this planet and his presence in our community. We love you, Dwayne. Yeah. So let's give him a hand just for being here. You're such a teacher of mine. So we are supporting this incredible place that not only allows you to recognize the great soul that you are, but so many people that come through this building. And I know summertime is a time where people travel and they go here and they go there, and so it's an incredible opportunity for us to play big in our consciousness of prosperity. And so we just invite you to give from that sense of fullness, knowing that you live and move and breathe in the energy of prosperity. You said that oath of manifestation. I love, there's a lady in our prosperity class that goes, in fact, I need never worry again. She's just taking it on as like an act, and I love it, a way of being. So if you'll pull together, put your hands together. I know many of you give on the electronic giving site. Many of you give automatically through the computer. So just put your hands together, and we will breathe into that energy that has sustained this building and these grounds for 25 plus years. I mean, that is a lot of consciousness. So we breathe into the people that were here so many years ago, and the ministers, and the amazing energy that keeps this place thriving and vibrant and known and throughout the unity movement as this incredible center of light, love, and laughter. And so in that consciousness, we say together our love offering blessing. Here we go. Come on up.
Richly
Flowing through me, blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. I am grateful for the blessings of this day. I am grateful for the blessings on the way. And God is my source.
God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. Love is my source. Love is my power. Love gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. Love gives me everything I need. This is my source. This is my power. This gives me everything I need. So I give thanks for all my blessings. He gives me everything I need. One more time. God is my source. God is my power. God gives me everything I need. So I give thanks. Thank you, God, for all my blessings. God gives me everything I need. All right.
Thank you, Brethren. Oh, wonderful. It's great to recognize where you've received. You know, this is what it's all about, being in the flow. I am affluent. Let's say that together. I am affluent. I am in the flow. I am wealthful. Gosh, it's fun. And so we breathe into that gratitude, like I said, the hugeness of this community continuing to party together for 25 plus years and allow ourselves to wake up and be the light that inspires other people. I let the God times roll together. I let the God times roll. Prosperity is my way of life.
Prosperity is my way of life.
I am the bomb. I am wealthful. I can't wait to see how this is going to work out. And so it is. All right, thank you. You guys are your buckets. You're so cute. All right. So let us welcome Jill Brown for just a couple of wrap-ups. Yes.
That was lovely, thank you. Okay. To those of you who are here for the first time today, we are so happy you're here and we welcome you. We're so glad you've joined us and we hope that you've enjoyed your experience with us. We have a small gift as a reminder of us, of your time here. So if it's your first visit, raise your hand with me so we can find you. Yay! Look at this. Woo! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Back in the window. We're so glad you're here.
More hangers.
Along with the carnation that you are receiving, we invite you to visit with our welcome team, which today will be at the base of the stairway, the major stairway here. So there's a free DVD waiting for you down there. So go down and chat and ask any questions that you might have or of anyone else who's around today. Thanks so much for coming and we hope you'll come back again. These beautiful flowers are generously donated today by Jerry Lebeds in celebration of 36 years with his wife, Pam Bradley.
Can y'all understand? Woohoo!
Today's flowers are dedicated to my wife, Pam, to celebrate the day of our anniversary. Lucky 7-7. I know you remember how, before saying our vows, I gave you the card with the Emerald City on it and said, Oz never did give nothing to the Tin Man that he didn't already have. This wedding ceremony is just a formality to celebrate the marriage that we already have between us. I want everybody to know that today I feel the same as I did 36 years ago when we held the Emerald City on a warm day in July before our family and friends. Happy anniversary to the best mom and my best pal for life. Love, Jerry.
Oh, Jerry. Stand up. Yeah, you guys just stand up.
Congratulations, Jerry and Pam. We are so grateful that Spirit guided you and led you to Unity in Chicago. Congratulations. That might be the most touchy one I've ever read. And just a couple of notes now. Miss Leanne Hawkins offers a visioning workshop next Saturday from 1 to 3 p.m. It's entitled 5 Easy Steps to Live Your Very Best Life. There is information I noticed in the program, in the bulletin today, so please take a look at that and join Leanne next Saturday. Our friends at Unity in Oak Park will be offering a week of spiritual education and enrichment from Sunday, August 2nd through Friday, August 7th. Their schedule is available at the Wings, and this is an opportunity for the LUT students among us to add to your C credit hours. And our pet ministry has an all-out call for foster homes for an individual that has had a stroke and is unable to care for her 2 kitties, Tootsie and Lily. I'm assuming I have a picture behind me.
Yes.
They are 10-year-old Japanese bobcat siblings. They're healthy and happy. They are a unique breed. They have short curly tails and love to be brushed and have their chins scratched. They are looking for a home together with no other cats. And we are also seeking a foster home for her 10-year-old healthy, happy poodle who is named Daisy. The pet ministry also has several cats and kittens for you to meet today. And Carol will be in the garden today because we have crafts in the library. That's what those are called. Okay. That's it for the announcements today. And let me introduce once again the magnificent Maggie Bynum. And just a reminder, that she and Peter Polsak have a CD out called Crossfire, and it is available in the wings.
All right.
Come on now. Running hot, running cold. I wasn't running into overload. It was extreme. I took it so high, so low, there was nowhere to go, like a bad dream. Somehow the wires uncrossed, the tables were turned. Never knew I had such a lesson to learn. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tied it up, my point of view. I got a new attitude. I'm in control, my worries are few. 'Cause I found love like I never knew. I got a new attitude. I'm wearing a new dress, new hair, brand new ideas. As a matter of fact, I changed for good. Must have been a cool night, cool mood, slight change. More than to figure I love all of you. Yeah. Hey. Somehow the wires got crossed, the tables were turned. Never knew I had such a lesson to learn. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tied it up, my point of view. I got a new attitude. I'm in control, my worries are few. 'Cause I found love like I never knew. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got a new attitude. If you got a new attitude, sing with me. Ooh, 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 ooh. Come on, y'all. Ooh, 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 ooh. Ooh, 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 ooh. I got a new attitude. I'm feeling good from my head to my shoes. Know where I'm going and I know what to do. I tied it up, my point of view. I got a new attitude. I'm in control, my worries are few. 'Cause I found love here like I never knew. Ooh, 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 ooh. Yeah, I got a new attitude.
Just stay standing. Woohoo! Thank you. All right. Okay. We can put our affirmation back up there. All right, so I am wealthful. I am wealthful. All right, we'll put our affirmation up. We're going to bless our food from right up here. What do you think? That's great, because I know if I say, oh, wait for me, like it's not going to happen, then I'm going to feel bad. So anyway, okie dokie. Our affirmation, can we get that? That would be great. Oh, no, well, anyway, it says, it's in your bulletin. It says something about substance. All right, so let's just say our blessing, okay? So let's just close our eyes for a moment and breathe in to the huge amount of energy downstairs with all of these beautiful prepared dishes with love, all the people that have been cooking, all the people that have, before you even arrived, have been thinking, I want to bless this person, and that is you, and all of our crafters and all their energy. So we just breathe in to that gratitude. I am so grateful. Together, I am so grateful for the bountiful buffet. That is my gift. I am amazed how life works out so perfectly for me all the time. Substance is mine. I walk on holy ground. And I'm the bomb. And so it is. And so let's weave ourselves together, and here we go.
You were on today.